Hello everybody, welcome back to our weekly live stream Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. We usually stream our sessions live on YouTube beginning at 9:30 p.m. Central Time every Sunday evening. Today is Monday, doing a slightly catch-up episode for an out-of-town player. You can catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube page as well as weekly session write-ups on my blog at roguewatson.com. I am Eric Watson, your Dungeon Master. You can follow me on Twitter at roguewatson. And as always, I'm joined by my amazing players. Chris, currently playing Hearthstone, but will be playing...
I'm almost done.
We'll be playing Kaladin,
I just lost.
the Gold Dragonborn Paladin. Hopefully he will fare better in D&D as he did in Hearthstone. Heather, dressed like Miri, her human monk. Hello, Heather. You are muted, still.
Damn it. Hello.
Hello.
Cams are frozen on my screen for some reason, too. Raymond, back from Nolans, playing Kethra, the half-elf rogue. Welcome back to Texas,
Hello.
sir.
Thank you.
And
Had
Reese.
to drive.
Yeah, it's quite the drive, I bet. Reese playing Talus, the human wizard. Hello, Reese.
Hello.
For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For video sharing, we use Google Hangouts. And for broadcasting and streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software. At this point, I can recap our previous sessions, unless any one of you want to take the reins, doing a decent enough job, earn your character a point of inspiration.
I do not need the inspiration. However, I yet once again wrote a magnificent piece for the recap.
Give me 1 second to restart my browser, because half of you are frozen on my screen.
Lame.
So, yeah, let me do that real quick. That's fun. Don't seem to be able to pull it up. Maybe it's a... Okay, let's do this one actually. Ah, there we go. Alright, and I'll have to go to the original version.
There he is.
Nope. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gotta switch back to this one. Okay. Alright, I think... Hopefully we're in business.
You need more caffeine.
Possibly.
My tea is very weak.
That's a good battle cry.
It's like hot spiced water.
Your character
Ew.
unsheathes his sword. My tea is very weak. Alright, so please take it away. Miri, give us your recap.
Okay. My sisters and brothers, it has been a hard few months since leaving the sanctity of our temple. I have seen and been a part of many different battles and confrontations these many days. We have traveled recently within the last few weeks to the Sword Mountains, where we battled the orcs of Wyvern Tor and came through victorious. Saloon was shining her guidance down upon us and saw us to victory. My traveling companions in many ways pushed my faith to the ultimate limits. The Dragonborn who worships Tyr can be extremely irksome. While we are tasked with retrieving information, he takes it upon himself to smite any and all who do not follow his moral code. The half-elf shows that she is quick to action, but not always of the sanest course. I have to mind my belongings around her, as she has been a prolific thief. The human wizard I have yet to really figure it out. He seems to care what is going on around us. However, I observed him on more than one occasion taking a very big interest in the native flowers and animals. I pray to Saloon every evening for guidance on how to best relate and work with this band of misfits. So far, she has guided me well, and I can only hope that she will continue to do so. I have been fortunate, dear sisters and brothers, to have gathered a small cache of fine jewels and items during this journey. Included with this missive, I have sent the bulk of my earnings back to you, so that the work of the Silver Stars can continue. I must leave this note, my sisters and brothers, for my companions will soon come looking for me and want to know what I have been up to. I hope to continue on our quest to find Gundren as soon as possible. Please remember me in your remembrances each night. I look forward to the day when we are all reunited once again. May the blessings of Saloon follow you through the night. Miri.
I was right. You and your damn church.
Says the paladin.
Says the paladin, yes.
So that was awesome. Now, I actually gave you a point of inspiration last week for doing that. So if you want to...
So, I humbly ask that you give that point of inspiration to whichever of my wonderful traveling companions does not have one.
Oh, no, that's going to be up to you. I give you this gift of giving a point of inspiration.
Give the gift of giving.
Does anyone not have one?
I've got one.
I've got one.
Does
Eamon, do
Ketra
you have
one?
inspiration?
I need to log in to Roll20. I forgot my password.
Ketra is currently running in place.
Whatever idle animation. Probably breakdancing.
I probably need one. I don't think I have one.
Probably.
If you do not have one, you may have it.
I am far, far too generous with inspiration, is what you're telling me.
Or we're just too awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, the part of the problem is the fact that you guys don't have to use it too often, because you always see whether you need to use it or not, so...
Right, well, yeah, that's true.
We've mentioned this time and again, but...
Plus, I usually have those inspiration or the divination die to
Right.
Yeah,
So we've
Like-
got
half an inspiration.
multiple
That's true.
options.
well, no more inspiration for any of you then.
All right.
So,
I did a good deed.
that was awesome.
So
I like that idea of having the recap being the letter you sent back.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, so everyone has inspiration right now.
Right.
So when we left off,
Would you,
you guys...
would you like to know how much I sent back to the monastery?
I don't know. It's your money. I mean,
Yeah.
besides the gems that you just kind of took, the rest of it was your money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You guys had never sold loot before. Now that you have, I wonder if that changes the group dynamic when it comes to looting.
because it is, once you get back into town, it's hard to, like, okay, who's got the gems? Go sell those gems, then come back and divide it up. Don't just go sell the gems and put it in your pocket.
Turns out those diamonds were spoiled diamonds. Were only worth 10 copper.
I don't know what diamonds you're talking about. No one saw them.
Never saw 'em.
That's right. Never knew.
You saw nothing.
So last we left off, you guys had just sold a bunch of stuff in Phandelver, and I believe had turned in all the quests and everything.
Yeah.
And you do now know the location of Cragmaw Castle, which I have put on your map.
Indeed.
Located in the south end of Neverwinter Wood.
Not as far away as I thought.
Now I just picture the bad guy just like standing around the dwarf, just ready to kill him as soon as you walk in. But you never walk in.
Curse
Like
our video game
AIDS.
logic.
Just
Everyone's been frozen in place until you get within a certain radius, and then everybody activates magically. That's pretty much how the game is working.
They've just been sitting there horribly disappointed for days.
that's right. They've just been taking their meals at the table with him with his knife at the dwarf's throat.
It's Krusty the Clown in the episode with Sideshow Bob with the plane. What is the freaking holdup?
I don't think we have anything to do but go.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Activate those NPCs.
Activate. Alright, so you guys head north out of Phandelver. You should be well rested at this point, have, I think, full on everything. Health and hit dice and all that. This journey is a little easier for you guys because you can follow the Tribor Trail for quite a bit, as well as...
We could.
We're going to go
Yeah.
via Icefire Peak first.
Slight detour.
Yeah, you can follow the trail for a good chunk, and then most of this land, I mean, you guys have actually traveled quite a bit along this area now, so it's fairly familiar to you, so you guys don't run into any problems. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it is just about reaching the end of the day when you reach Neverwinter Woods. The last bit of daylight begins to fade as the oppressive Neverwinter Wood welcomes your return with a quiet stillness. A sudden sound of wood cracking pierces the silence, and you see a small tree fall to the ground just a few dozen yards away. In the same direction, you see a small rising cloud of smoke, and the warm smell of fresh cooked meat delights your senses.
I don't trust anything that delights my senses.
My senses are indelightable.
So that's all. That's all. We don't see anything right now. We just smell meat cooking.
Right, you heard wood
Crack.
cracking. You did see a tree fall, and you see smoke rising not too far away from your position.
Kethra, can you scout ahead a little bit, see if you see anything without being detected?
I could try. It's hard on the overhead map.
Well, that's true.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check. So you approach the general direction.
Okay. Stealthily.
I said try a stealth check,
Approaching.
like he could ever actually do bad on a stealth check.
Mhm.
As you edge closer to the rising smoke, you pick up the faint crackling of a campfire and some quiet but distinctly goblin-esque voices. You also pick up the sound of a wolf or dog gnawing hungrily at a favored morsel.
What else do I see? I mean, do I actually see? Is the castle here in view?
You guys
there
anticipate,
yet?
when you look at the map, you feel like you are still a couple miles out from the castle. You guys are still in the deep woods. There doesn't appear to be a castle around you yet. It looks like the campsite is nearby, just a little bit outside of it, maybe. You think it might be even in the same direction, just a little bit off to like the east.
I mean, how
You
close can I
haven't-
get? Can I actually see them?
You want to approach a little closer?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth
Okay.
check again.
I would like to get a little close.
Alright, so you kind of hug near a tree. At this point, it's basically like dusk. It's like, 5, 6 p.m. So you can still see pretty good. Your eyes are adjusting well. You can definitely see from around the tree there is a wolf gnawing at just a hunk of meat. And you can see kind of the edges of a campfire. And you can peer around and you see what look like a ring of tents. And there are a pair of hobgoblins at the campfire. They appear to be cooking some food. And you hear some general kind of quiet noises amongst the tents in the general area. There's also a bigger, larger tent. It looks like might actually have like furniture and things inside to the northwest of the campfire. But it is surrounded by trees. There's actually lots of cover around. So you feel like you can kind of hang back and look. Nobody appears to actually be talking or saying anything. They're just kind of going about their business.
Would you consider this campfire small or large?
This is a medium-sized campfire. Enough for multiple people to cook hunted game on.
How technical are you with this book here? Anyway,
You read the book.
Oh god, he's got a book.
Yeah.
okay. Let me stealth back to the guys and
I
girls.
actually need to grab my books for a second. Hang on. You guys can talk.
Okay. I assume you tell us what you saw.
Yeah. I wonder if you'll make me roll a stealth check.
Can you
Oh, I don't think so.
imitate any of the sounds they made to see if Droop could understand them?
Is Droop a goblin?
He is.
Yes.
Droop is goblin.
Good
Well.
boy, Droop. Here's a treat.
Thank you, master.
It sounded like they were saying.
Droop doesn't understand.
Hey, we should send group out to meet them. So,
I don't think that would go well.
it looks like there's a circle of tents, a goblin camp, maybe 8 to 10 tents with some wolves.
Mm.
I hear the general rustling of goblins within these tents as well. But I have a plan. I will use my magic skills and put out the campfire when it gets a little darker. And then we burn the whole place down.
Interesting.
Wait, doesn't your character hate
What?
fire?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
My plan has been foiled.
By my
Damn
history.
you, GM.
Well, even more reason to put out the campfire.
You're like a deer or something that has to like always put down fires.
Well, yeah, that's fine. However we do it, we should take them out. My guess would be that this is a watch post for the castle proper, and that whatever enemies we don't destroy here will become a nuisance to us later.
Well, we'll have to flank them then, so none escape.
Indeed, none of them can escape, or else there was no point in attacking them at all.
Unless we let one escape, and then they all come this way, and we kill them all.
I'm not sure. That might happen, or they might just prepare for us to come in.
That's true.
We can surround them.
Let's just
Mm.
send Droop. Droop, go talk with them.
That's
Do you
your
approve of that,
diplomat.
Talus?
Droop's not gonna do anything useful.
That's
Don't. Pretend he's a stump. Isn't that right, Droop?
Droop makes good stump. Good stump.
Yes, you do, Droop. Yes, you do.
Droop can balance Coke can on head.
What?
Alright, so use my spell to put out the campfire, and then we flank them.
Yeah, that's my idea. So or that's your idea. It's not my idea. I would say
Glad I thought of it.
you and Miri stealth around to the other side of the camp.
Wait, how many people are we talking here?
Well, there's two that we know of, and there's probably
Uh-huh.
some asleep in tents.
How many tents?
There was between 8 and 10 tents, so a good number of goblins, more than likely.
Wait, who said 8 and 10 tens?
I thought you did. Did I
Heather
miss
did.
it?
No,
Oh.
there was less than half a dozen.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
That was minutes ago.
I don't recall
This is
giving any of that
information.
information.
Okay, yeah. So there's probably some goblins in addition to the hobgoblins, and there's a wolf. So yeah, whoever we can take out before put the fire out, and then whoever we can take out before they even know we're there, great.
Or, Talus, with our powers combined, we could put out a lot of goblins to sleep. Even though most of them are asleep, probably.
We could. I'm not gonna. I doubt I'll be able to sneak close enough and then be put to sleep by me.
I'm pretty sure you have a 90-foot range.
All right. Can I see these goblins?
Technically, the only ones you have to put to sleep are the wolf and the two hobgoblins. Everyone else is still asleep. We could just, put those three to sleep and just take care of the whole camp.
Yeah.
Presumably. So, yeah. Like, one of you guys get the wolf, one of you guys get the two hobgoblins, and then we'll deal with everything after they're unconscious. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go.
So, Kethra had approached from the southeast side in the information I gave you. How do you guys want to approach the camp?
Kethra, do you want to go for the wolves and let Talus go for the hobgoblins?
Sure.
Okay. So whatever side the wolves were on, you sneak around to that side, and we'll just approach from the same direction you did. We're not gonna be able to sneak very well.
So you're all approaching from the same direction.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a map for this.
Of course there is. I can't see anyone else. Am I not supposed to be able to see anyone else?
The darkness has been approaching now, so it might be tricky to see, but you can see there should be some light from the campfire.
Oh, I see. I can't see
Still
my teammates
glowing.
because they're in the dark. Okay.
Right, so you guys are not, I assume, wielding like torches right now or anything, so...
Right. Yeah, we're just walking in the dark.
Yeah, I can attempt to cast those level 2 spells, just in case.
Okay.
That's just is 78, I think.
He whispers to Kethra, "You go first. Do the wolf, and Talus. As soon as you see that wolf go down, do the hobgoblins."
Okay.
Well, I can try. I don't know if the hobgoblins. I assume the hobgoblins are within 20 feet of each other.
I assume so too, since they were around a fire.
Yeah,
But
40
we'll
foot.
see.
The 40 foot
Alright.
radius is pretty big.
Yeah. 8 squares. All right, go Kethra.
Kethra, go ahead and roll a stealth check first, too.
Okay.
So many shapes, so many shapes. Okay. Hobgoblin to your NPC journal.
Have we not fought hobgoblins before?
I don't think so.
Oh wow,
Just regular goblins.
just regular goblins. Oh, bugbears is who I'm thinking
Yeah. There's a lot of goblinoids.
of. Yeah.
Goblins are like somewhere in the middle of those two, I think.
Why are they called bugbears?
Found
I
in a
don't
company
know.
of goblins and bugbears.
Neither bugs nor bears.
Nope.
Alright, a sleep spell. This was centered on... Let's see, what is the radius here? 20 feet of a point you choose. What's the point? The middle of them? Raymond, you're muted, by the way. Okay. Oh, it's right here? Okay. So, lowest to highest. So you see this wolf just very quietly just kind of slides off the hunk of meat it's chewing on and passes out, as does another one. 18, that gives us 12, and then one of the hobgoblins actually just doubles over and kind of falls almost into the campfire itself, just barely misses it and rolls over. And then this hobgoblin immediately sees that one fall over, starts yelling a bunch of things in Goblin, looks at the wolves who have suddenly fallen asleep, and then starts shouting at a much louder speed. So I'm gonna need everybody.
Almost worked.
Roll
That sleep
for
spell works
initiative.
too well. The hobgoblin wasn't supposed to fall asleep.
It's pretty obvious too when he falls, like almost he drops into the
Right.
fire.
Yes. Yes. The wolves are supposed to go like naturally, and then the hobgoblins. Oh well.
Oh boy, this guy's got the Drizzop too.
Yeah. He did not like that.
Crit
Buddy
on the
falling over.
initiative. Okay. I'm not even gonna roll for the wolves because I assume they're gonna be passed out for this entire adventure.
Unless you wake them up with a turn.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good point. I should roll the initiative then. Thank you for reminding me of that. I forgot somebody could kick them.
Waste of a turn, though.
It does take a
Just
full
do the
action,
wolves.
yeah. Wow. Actually, she rolled
14
really
is
well on
the
my
best.
initiatives for once.
Yeah.
Usually you're terrible at that. Alright, so this hobgoblin will spend his action. Obviously, his free action, he's just shouting an alarm in Goblin. And he walks over and immediately kicks and shakes this one like violently awake. So he will spend his action to awaken.
The other.
Awaken!
Awake, you fools!
This hobgoblin has to spend half his movement getting up since he was passed out. What is his movement? Okay. And he will go. And then this one will kind of gesture wildly, kind of among the trees. This one will go 10, 15.
I can't see anything. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose we hear the yelling, and that's about it.
Yeah, you guys all hear movement coming from this direction.
I see one coin there.
Heather
And
says I put
the-
2 wolves and a goblin to sleep, but I didn't get one of them, and he woke up the other one. And he is approaching south from our west now.
Next will be the wolves' turn, but they are still slumbering peacefully, so it goes to Kethra.
Sweet. 5, 10, 15, 20. And what was it again? I have advantage and a crit against a sleeping animal?
You have advantage and a melee attack is a crit, yes.
I'm going to use my rapier sneak attack.
Execute a poor dog. The dog did nothing.
Yes, everyone witnesses this, right? He ran up to the slumbering wolf, and you murder it quite soundly and simply.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was a painless execution. That's something, I suppose.
You'll have to ask him if it was a painless execution.
25, 30. Is this enough to hide? Or not really? I can hide from the bottom one though, right? If I use my bonus action to stealth.
From down here?
No, where I am right now.
Not where you are now, no, because you're still in pretty well line of sight of this guy.
The bottom one? I can't see him though.
If I click on your token and hit Control L, I can definitely see him from your point of view.
You can see the bottom guy?
This one.
Not the wolf. No, the one down here that you moved.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, if one guy can see you, then you're not going to be able to stealth, though.
Oh, okay. I can stealth against one guy. That's fine. I'll just stand there.
Mary.
Okay, because I can't see what's around me.
You think there might be trees?
Yeah, or people. And if I move away from them, they get a free action to hit me.
There's nobody in melee range of you, and you have Kalinar to your left and Talus to your southeast, and
Okay.
Kethra has run up to the north.
Okay. So 5, 10. Alright, so wait, this guy's still awake, right?
That one is awake,
Or is he
yes.
sleeping? Okay. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Oh boy.
I see these tokens magically appear and then disappear.
We're seeing them like run
There we
in
go.
between trees and stuff. We
Yeah.
don't know where they're going. We hear the sounds of battle.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did I hit you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 24 will hit that hobgoblin with the sword attack for 6 damage.
I have a feeling 7 will not.
It will not. 6 damage is actually going to be massive damage for this hobgoblin, though, so I'm going to roll for
Wow. Alright.
Constitution.
I might not waste a sleep spell.
Another one? Yeah.
Fails.
After seeing
Well,
that
notice
one
I was able to
go
put
down.
several of the foes to sleep with one sleep spell, so
Right.
knowing the rules. Let's see, what is that? D10. 3. A 3 means that he drops to 0 hit points. So you actually knock him unconscious with your sword blow.
Wow. Nice.
With one fell swoop. He is basically shocked with the massive damage. And he falls and knocks his head against one of those giant rocks in the campfire. Falls unconscious. Talus. Or, I guess you have a little bit of movement if you want to do. Okay.
No, I'm done.
Alright, let's move and see if we can see anything.
Yep.
20.
Hey, there you are. I see you.
Where are you?
South of you. They yell, "Hey, buddy!"
25. Where's that? Where's the other hobgoblin?
Where indeed.
Where indeed. Alright, I guess I'll melee this poor defenseless wolf.
Oh no!
Oh, poor wolves.
Talus has no other options.
It was him or me.
It was him or me, and he's asleep.
I nearly trodden upon the sleeping wolf. Would you?
What?
Well, you've got advantage against a passed out opponent,
That's true. So you
Oh
can-
boy.
but doing 1 damage will just wake this wolf up.
Yep.
But doesn't he automatically get a critical too?
That's true. You do get it, so you get to roll your 1d8 again.
Yeah.
Boy.
Dang! That will actually kill the wolf.
You trip into the pit.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh no.
You think you fuck up that attack, and then you just fall over, and somehow like the staff just goes into the wolf's head.
Oh god.
I like trip and the staff falls out of my hand and just smacks him in the head.
Horribly violent. Kalinar, you're back in the darkness.
Yep. I was looking up, hoping that radiant, if my sword had radiant damage on it, that it provide some light, but it does not.
Really?
It's not a thing. Or at least it doesn't say anything specifically about that. So.
It's him a lightsaber.
Yep.
You think you can
Kalnar will step...
You think you can sense movement or enemies to the west of you?
Right, I can see something in the trees. Let me know if something comes into melee range as I'm moving. That's 5, 10, 15.
Yep. You've got
Nothing yet? Okay.
You pass by, you can feel a tent to the north of you, and then there is a hobgoblin that is directly next to that tent that is now within melee range.
Yes. I just come out of the bushes. And I'm going to strike him.
Out of the bushes. .22 will certainly hit.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 damage will be quite massive. Massive damage, one might say.
Mm-hmm.
She
One
will
might say.
Fail heartily. Starting to regret this massive damage thing. And a 4 means that he is stunned. Cannot take any actions until the end of its next turn.
Oh.
You rung his bell.
Nice.
Alright, so that's the first round. During the next round, a large hobgoblin with polished armor strides out of a tent to the northwest. I don't know if any of you can even tell. Yeah, I guess you can kind of tell there's a tent up there. Miri and everybody but Kalnar can probably see that tent.
I can see nothing still. I'm just standing in a bunch of bushes swinging my sword out.
I can't see it.
Okay.
There's supposed to be a character on the board.
Your
There
mic's
he
up.
comes. Now I can kind of see him.
See a sword.
There he comes.
Strides out of the tent, drawing his sword in one fluid motion. With his other hand, he shoves a short human wizard in front of him, who gracefully avoids falling over and looks only slightly annoyed. You notice that the wizard's hands are bound in front of him. The hobgoblin leader takes a few seconds to survey his surroundings. He turns to the mage and says in common, "These your red brand friends?" The mage looks up at each of you, his face working through a rapid flurry of emotions. He seemingly ignores his captor and cries out, "Friends, please! You have to rescue me from these brutes! There will be a hefty reward for each of you, I assure you." The hobgoblin glowers and shoves the pommel of his sword into the mage's gut, doubling him over as he wheezes for air. Hobgoblin turns and says, "I am Targar Bloodsword, warband leader, and I will feed your bones to my wolves. My wolves!"
Aw.
Sorry.
Whoopsie.
Just like bloody corpses.
Yeah. He put this one to the back. So he will step up to Miri and attack.
Of course he steps up to me. Ha! Suck it.
13, not gonna do it.
Oh.
Nope.
Alright. See, Kalnar, so one of them is stunned, so I'll remove the stun thing since this is the turn and he won't be able to action. The other one will step up from the darkness. There was another one lurking in the trees.
And he can see me?
Yes. He was within 10 feet of you.
No.
And he will attack. 14?
Nope.
Okay. So that one is stunned. And then I need to roll for this guy. I don't think I have a thing for him to use. Hang on, give me 1 second. guess I can just use DM, right? Alright, so he's at 15, so he goes next. And he will actually kind of stumble back into the tent. Kethra.
Kethra, from her position.
Now yell at Pansy as he stumbles away.
Sure.
What are you yelling?
Call
Pansy.
him a pansy.
Kethra, from her vantage point, sees an opportunity to possibly flank blood sword. So
Short sword, blood sword.
using my bonus action to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Use my rapier. It's a sneak attack. And I think I have advantage, right, because I'm flanking.
That is correct.
That's.
Alas, both those rolls are terrible.
Oh well. And then,
good.
yeah, I missed, right?
Yes, yeah, that was a miss.
Blinks off his armor.
Can I enter the tent?
You lightly tap him on the shoulder. You can.
Okay. If he wants an attack of opportunity, this will be a chance. But I
I'll have to do it for you, yeah.
enter the tent.
Yeah, I can do it for you. Should be in there now.
Does a hobgoblin want to attack me? As I moved away from his melee.
Yes, he will use his reaction, that's true. Attempt to swipe back at you. Unsuccessfully.
Damn. Those were both really strong hits that had no chance of hitting.
Yeah, very unskilled, like wild, aggressive swings. Miri.
Alright. Just because I don't take kindly to the fact he tried to hit me. You never heard you don't hit girls. She'll just lash out at him and cast water whip at him.
That's right. In response, she's gonna claw his face off.
Yes.
Water whip. Alright, so dex save. Stay a 12 or higher. Did I not push it? There we go.
Ah. You still take 8 damage though.
Yes, he does. Alright, so he is blasted with a forceful torrent of water, but manages to stay on his feet and glares at you angrily. Talus.
So on the sleep spell, if I cast it and I can't see someone who's within 20 feet, does that affect them?
I think we ruled back in the Red Brand hideout that it would still affect them. You just have to see the point that you're casting it at, and then the radius is just the radius of where you casted it. So you have to see whatever point you're casting it at, but that radius could extend then beyond your your field of vision.
I'll I'm gonna cast Sleep at a level 2 on Blood Sword.
Okay.
Waiting all battle to use the spell, Talus decides to finally cast Sleep.
I was so ready.
So ready. Ooh.
Damn.
God, man.
Good.
Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in each direction.
Yes.
Alright, so Targar definitely passes out.
Yeah, I cast it at him.
Yeah.
At him.
And Kalinar, you notice the hobgoblin.
Well, not to burst your bubble, but remember you have to start with the lowest HP person.
That's true. My bad. Well, it's not going to matter in this case, but the the hobgoblin actually would pass out first, since he was horribly injured, and then Targar passes out.
The one that was already stunned?
Right. And
Okay.
extremely wounded. And then the spell actually... I gotta do some math real quick.
Math is hard.
Can be. Okay. And then, since the spell doesn't... I mean, the tent flap's not going to stop the spell. The sleep spell actually then drops the mage inside as well. As he is currently struggling with his bonds, he just suddenly, like, his eyes roll up in his head and he falls down.
Fantastic.
Kethra thinks, well, that takes care of the problem. You haven't decided if I trust her or not.
Yes.
Kalanar.
Kalanar will swipe at the hobgoblin that came after him.
The one that is not passed out, I assume?
The one that is not passed out.
26 is a hit. Jeez.
Yeah, and I will go ahead
Oh boy.
just to salt the wound a little bit. I'm going to use... Where is this at?
So salty.
I'm going to use a point of Divine Smite to put an extra 2d8 onto it.
Okay.
That's 20 damage.
20 damage is one less hobgoblin you have to worry about. As you smite him mightily and decapitate that hobgoblin. In the darkness, you see the head roll away. So I am out of conscious foes.
Awesome.
So kind of like how we did Wyvern Tor. If you
Sleep is
guys just
awesome.
want to coup de grace, or how you want to do that? We can
Kalanar
technically do this
definitely
out.
coup de grace this hobgoblin here.
Okay, we can do this
We can
outside of
just-
the initiative because
Okay.
we don't need to take turns to do this, assuming you guys are going to be doing that.
Coup de grace that hobgoblin, he'll walk out, finally see the battlefield that he's not seen this entire time.
Welcome to the battlefield.
Kethra hears the silence of the goblins, and then she hears swords plunging into soft flesh.
What could that be?
Likely goblins that have seeing that glass staff has fallen asleep. She guesses that Talus has used a spell, and now Kalanar is just mercilessly killing sleeping goblins. So she
merciless.
blindfolds Glassstaff and then drags him outside with the rest.
Is this the hobgoblin that was talking and making up the noise out here?
Yes.
This one right here, yeah.
Okay. Did his armor or weapons look of anything useful?
It looks better conditioned than the others, but it
Nothing
doesn't look
special.
like it's actually of any value.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna coup de grace him too. I don't imagine he's gonna. I was already gonna do that, but and Kalanar starts to walk towards Glassstaff with his sword raised too.
Ketra's like, should we take care of him too?
I'm gonna step in front of Kalanar and be like, wait. We need to figure out why he's a prisoner and who he is.
Yeah.
He's not. Kalanar wasn't even aware of what was going on out here, so.
So back your big old dragonborn butt up.
If you guys want to do experience real quick, you get 500 total experience for taking down 4 hobgoblins and 2 wolves. So that is 500 divided by 4,
125.
125 each.
24.56. Those are like calculators.
Kethra kicks Glassstaff.
He awakens
So
with
this
a start.
is...
Remember, he's blindfolded.
He is
blindfolded,
blindfolded, and his hands are still actually bound from before.
This is the Red Brand leader we were sent to find? Presumably?
Mm-hmm. Seeing as how he's a wizard of some variety, it might be wise to let Talus speak with him.
Yep. I suppose it couldn't hurt. Or maybe it will. So who are you?
Oh, please, please, friends, if you would just remove these binds and blindfold. This is terribly uncomfortable. I can't thank you enough for rescuing me from those brutish hobgoblins.
Do you recognize me?
He's still blindfolded.
Oh, my bad. Do you recognize my voice?
Sorry, I don't believe I have the pleasure of meeting any of you before.
We've met friends of yours. Employees.
Oh, indeed. So you were the ones that dealt with the Red Brand threat. Most excellent. Yes, those were those brutish mercenaries had gotten a little too powerful, a little too greedy. I fear. I think I was going to be next on their victims list.
Connor's going to get right up in his ear and kind of growl at him. Let me make your position right now very clear to you, sir. We can take you back to Sildar in one piece, or I can take your head. Either option is equally valid in my book.
Roll intimidation. And I will give you advantage.
That was a good growl.
It was a good growl. He appears sufficiently cowed. Says, "Oh, yes. One piece is very preferable, please. I mean you no harm whatsoever. I will be.
And no more prevarication.
Certainly not. Please, what do you wish to know?
You were leading the Red Brands, or at the very least living with them.
That was. I had taken advantage of some opportunities and found myself in such a position as a prime protector of Phandelver.
You were protecting Phandelver with Red Brands.
Indeed.
Go through my quest to see what we're actually dealing with here.
There's two. How would you describe this wizard?
He is short. Looks like he's in his 30s. He's got dark hair.
I want to check his pockets.
He actually appears to have nothing on him whatsoever, and it looks like he has been not beaten per se, but looks slightly weakened.
So, what did you say your name was again, friend?
My name is Glassstaff. Is what the
Real
Red Brands
name.
called me.
You sure you don't want to go by Iarno?
The color kind of drains from his face a bit. Says, "Oh, I see. So they finally sent someone to collect me. Is that it?"
In a matter of speaking.
You're a traitor to your cause, sir.
Well, I suppose we all have our price. If you would just...
Yours. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
if you would just take me to the proper authorities, I'm sure we can all work this out to our benefit.
Kethler says, "You promised us a reward if we saved you, yet your pockets are empty."
Yes, well, as a leader of the Red Brands, I had substantial resources and treasure troves, but if you were the ones that dealt with that threat, then I presume you have come in possession of all of these things already. Consider that an advancement on my part.
Does Droop recognize this person?
Droop appears to be holding back, and you remember that scene from Ransom where the little boy sees Curiosities and pisses himself? It's not quite that extreme, but Droop appears very nervous and afraid, and is basically hiding behind you during this whole exchange.
Kethler holds a rapier point against his neck and says, and it kind of pushes in. It says, "Had possessions means you have nothing left to offer. We already spent all that money." Huh?
Oh, you already spent the money.
It says, had means you have no more possessions. Past tense. We already spent the money we've taken from the Red Brands.
I still had my staff with me, the one that the Red Brands have so named me. It is back in the tent. The Mr. Bloodsword there was so kind as to take it from me and bind my hands, him being just as trusting as you nice folks.
What we're getting at here, Iarno, is that in the choice between one piece and just your head, the weight of carrying your head seems to be the least burdensome of all of our options currently.
Quite so, but I imagine I would be worth quite a bit more alive to the Pride authorities. And I would very much like to be alive.
Sadly, he's correct.
Yeah, Sildar wants him, and so does what's her name.
Yeah, Sildar's gonna pay more.
You mentioned a price that was paid by the Black Spider.
Oh, the Black Spider! Ha! Yes. Wait, what price are we talking about?
Just delivering back to Sildar. Either dealing with the Red Brands, which is Halia Thornton, or bringing him back to Sildar.
Okay, so what are you asking him?
I'm just mentioning Black Spider to see what he says when I mention the Black Spider.
Yeah. Says, yes, the Black Spider. I do know that it is a drow, and that the Black Spider sent the 3 bugbears that were in the hideout. And at the mention of the bugbears, Droop kind of sinks away a bit more. They were sent to help keep the population of Phandelver under control, but of course my Red Brands were able to manage without them. I do know, and he kind of leans in closer as if he's going to tell a secret with all of you there, that the Black Spider is searching Wave Echo Cave for the Forge of Spells. He has kind of a twinkle in his eye.
Behind the blindfold?
Yeah. Forgot he's still blindfolded. A pep in his voice.
To be honest, friends, I'm a little disappointed. I expected this glass staff to be more Impressive. Instead, he's just a worm like the rest of them.
Well, I'm sorry you caught me in a rather bad state here, I'm afraid. As you can see, I had to leave my nice establishment when it became under siege by a group of murderous mercenaries, and attempt to find my way to Cragmaw Castle, and I got a bit lost in the woods over the last several days, and was picked up by our chummy friend Targer there.
So these hobgoblins don't have any connection to the castle.
Oh, they absolutely do. They operate out of Cragmaw Castle, but this is a traveling war band. I believe they might even be out searching for you. You've made quite the stir in the area.
If Cragmaw Castle works for the Black Spider and you work for the Black Spider...
Oh, I work with the Black Spider.
The note made it seem otherwise.
He appears to bristle but says nothing.
Why would the Black Spider's men take you hostage then?
That is an excellent question, and one in which I was trying to talk to Mr. Bloodsword about. But, alas, he apparently was not the trusting sort, especially when it came to those of the arcane practitioner art. I dare say what would have become of me?
Very well. What else do we... Oh! Gundren Rockseeker. What do you know of Gundren Rockseeker?
I'm afraid I do not know of this name.
So you were literally just a hired thug bought to keep one town in check.
I came into a mutual agreement that would benefit the Black Spider with my own autonomous actions in Phandelver. He appears to be very puffed up at this point. But he's also just like kind of starting to stutter a bit and kind of like grasping for words. And eventually he just kind of sinks back down and says nothing.
Once again, disappointed. Well, do we take him back to town? It's a bit of a waste of time, but...
Can we gag him and just tie him to a tree?
Why?
Oh, we can come back and get him after we go to Cragmaw.
We
How
could
long
just
is
take...
it to Cragmaw if he's dead by the time we get back?
Eaten by wolves.
Kepler, speaking with her greed, says, "Can we just cut him in half and collect the reward from both parties?"
No, Sildar wants him alive.
Sildar? Ha! That old fool? That was the one that was come to collect me? Ah.
Not as powerful as you thought you were, huh?
We could take him with us into Cragmaw, keep him bound and blindfolded.
Yeah. Should use him to bribe our way in if we need to.
Yeah, he could be collateral.
Mm-hmm. Have to gag him, though. Seriously.
Yeah.
Can we just take him back?
We could. We lose 2 days. We could just take him back.
True. Then we don't have to worry about him. I'm down with that.
Alright, Gundren can stay in stasis for a little while longer.
I'll just check the sundial watches and be like, they'll come eventually, right?
Kalnar looks at Talus and says, "Very well, you won't lose your head." And he looks at Talus, says, "Let me ask you something, Talus, in your opinion as a wizard. Which fingers are most important for casting spells.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Probably all of them.
He says nervously.
Oh
Stat says,
man.
What?
Chimes
What are
in
you?
and says, yeah. Oh, it needs both hands.
I mean to cripple you, wizard. I mean to take away your ability to cast spells.
I don't think you should do that, Kalinar.
As you can see, friends, my hands are bound. My eyes are hidden. I'm slightly peckish. I really pose no threat to a great war band such as yourselves.
If we gag him, that'll take away most of his spells.
Almost good enough. Kalinar punches him in the face.
Alright, since he is blindfolded, he cannot see the punch coming, and he takes the full brunt of it in his face. And you feel like his jaw kind of snaps a bit, and his nose immediately kind of crunches into an odd angle, and he says, "Oh! You broke my nose!"
Alright.
Can I walk up and just gag him at this point?
I meant to punch him. I didn't mean to punch him in the... Okay, maybe I should have clarified with the DM before I punched. I punched him again, and this time I punched him in the temple with the intention of knocking him unconscious. I didn't mean to break his
Hit him
face.
again?
I meant to knock him unconscious.
You're just gonna beat the living shit out.
I hit him again. I hit him again, yes. In the temple this time.
Roll a strength check.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
We're gonna see how much damage this does to our blindfolded friend. Alright. You punch him square across the face. You think you feel several teeth get knocked loose, and he falls to the ground completely motionless. He's got numerous bruises welling up around his face, and he is completely passed out.
Kalinar picks him up, slings him over his shoulder, says, I'll carry him.
Damn Skippy.
He starts walking back.
The DM will gently remind you guys you have not searched that tent.
Oh, yes. I don't carry him yet. He's unconscious.
Yep. Into the tent we go.
I can't even see what's tent and what's trees. Actually, well, I guess
Yeah.
I can't. I can kind of see.
There should be a major tent up to the northwest.
This right here. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so inside the tent, you find a pouch. To have this ready to go, but I didn't. Let's see. Okay, roll a D100. Whoever wants to search the pouch.
I'll search it.
D100. 3.
I got a 3.
Okay, now roll 5d6. And you find that many copper pieces in the pouch.
Woo!
Oh, boy.
Glorious.
You also find 4 separate sheets of parchment, and each of them have crudely drawn pictures of each of the 4 of you.
I didn't even get my nose right.
And resting against one of the, there's like a desk area in there, is what appears to be Glass Staff's glass staff, which is a slender, hollow staff made of glass, yet appears strong as an oak. It definitely seems like it is radiating with magic power, but it will require you to do that resting thing.
Thing you do?
Doing that thing you do. That is all that
I
is.
assume Talus is going to take it.
I would very much like to identify that staff. That's the least you could do for me, Kalinar.
Of course.
Toss out the copper pieces to everyone.
No, I don't want your copper pieces.
I just it rolls by.
They're broke as hell.
Like you guys took a scratch during that interview.
Going to the copper piece.
Raymond, did you say something? You're just an empty screen, and I just heard like a voice from.
Yeah, like a quiet murmur.
I said Kethra doesn't even flinch at the glint of copper pieces.
No one wants the copper.
Wow.
Actually, spits on them as they go by.
I would wipe my ass with those copper pieces. Alright, so you guys are actually heading back to Phandelver?
Yes. Well, I think so, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You would actually need to camp because it's like nightfall.
Okay. What was the point of me punching him unconscious?
That's what we're asking.
Hey,
You're
I'm not
insane.
going to say
I don't
what
know.
you can and can't do. But as you recall, it is like evening time, so you'd be able to go maybe another, 4 or 5 miles and then have to camp for the night.
Okay,
Might as well stay there where there's a tent.
that's true.
And we don't have to carry an unconscious glass staff.
Tie
I
him to a tree.
want to carry.
You're a monster.
I don't trust prisoners. I don't like prisoners.
Then stand over him menacingly the entire night.
I'll at least take one of the guards.
I'm going to try to identify the staff.
Okay. You won't need any guards tonight. I'll let you guys have a free rest. This close to the hobgoblin camp feels dangerous, but you feel like by taking this spot, you actually are in relative safety, given that this would be the last place that any danger would befall you, is where there was already hobgoblins. And you get a free meal because they had food there as well. So you guys can heal up with a long rest. The staff is a staff of defense, and you must be attuned to the staff to gain its benefits and cast its spells. So while holding the staff, you get a +1 bonus to your armor class. The staff also has 10 charges, which are used to fuel the spells within. While wielding the staff, you can use your action to cast one of the following spells from the staff if the spell is on your class's spell list. In other words, if you can ever cast it. Mage Armor, which takes 1 charge, or Shield, which takes 2 charges. No components are required. The staff regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges each day at dawn. If you expend the staff's last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff shatters and is destroyed. So as long as you don't ever expend the last charge, I guess.
Wow.
So it's got a +1 bonus to AC, 10 charges. You can use 1 charge to cast Mage Armor, or 2 charges to cast Shield. It does cost an action from each one, but no... Obviously, there's free spells. And then every day, so at the end of a long... Well, I guess it says at dawn, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much after every long rest, you can roll 1d6 plus 4 to restore that many charges.
Okay.
So write as much of that information as you want.
And if it goes into 0, what do I roll?
If you happen to ever expend all of the staff's... If you happen to use the last charge, you roll a d20, and on a 1, the staff shatters and is destroyed.
Okay.
But it sounds like you could use that forever and never actually use the last charge up, since it recharges a lot. That is a Staff of Defense. It is made of glass, yet strong as oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a free... Because I've never had room to use the
Shield. And,
shield.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so both of those spells you can now cast from the staff.
Yeah.
Think if
That's
you guys
pretty
had caught Glass Staff back in the Red Brand, I'd had that staff for a while. Let's take a quick...
I didn't know it was an option.
Oh yes, we'll have a lot of fun stuff to talk about during the recap, which will be pretty tricky because there'll be a lot to recap.
Yes, there will.
Let's take a quick break and then we will come back. If I hit the play button on our break music. There we go. All right. are coming back from our break time. So you guys rest up fairly easy. You find Glassstaff just moaning profusely in the morning, but he is still bound and gagged. And I presume you are going to head back south to Phandelver.
I tell Glassstaff, I go up to him and I say, the only reason you're conscious is because our wizard feels sorry for you. I do not. If you step out of line once, I will have no hesitation in rendering you unconscious again. Do you understand?
He appears to work what appears to be a somewhat loose tooth in his mouth and just nods without saying anything.
I tie a rope to his hands around my waist.
Okay.
Kalinar's getting all nice and comfy with Glassstaff.
That's right.
There's a thin line between heroes here. Alright, you guys make it back south, quickly joining up with the trail, and you manage to make it back to Phandelver with no incident, and Iarno is an exemplary prisoner, doesn't make a sound.
All right. Let's go straight to Sildar. Assuming we want to give him to Sildar, because Sildar was... Talus wants to give him to Sildar on, principle, just because that's the group that Iarno betrayed, but also he's offering us more than Holly Thornton is.
Yeah.
Okay, you go to the Townmaster's Hall, and I guess you stride in with Glassstaff in tow.
Mm-hmm.
Sildar is there. He immediately jumps out of his chair. He's having a meeting with some townsfolk and runs over to you and looks at... And Glassstaff is still blindfolded, I assume, so he can't really say anything. He looks him up and down and says, "Oh dear, looks like this was not the most pleasant circumstances you found him, but I am thankful that you managed to find him alive out there. Where on earth had he gotten to?"
The fool had got himself caught by some hobgoblins, attempting to seek solace from his dark master.
Well, I believe that's exactly what you deserve if you find yourself in bed with goblinoids. Tell me, Iarno, you think it was all worth it? Glassstaff appears to shuffle his feet and spits out on the floor a bright red glob of blood. And just kind of sniffs in the air and holds his head up. And his face is so badly bruised and bulged you can't even talk properly. And he says, "Just give me a cell. Get me away from this fucking dragonborn." At this, Sildar kind of gives Kalinar a bit of a side glance with his eyebrow raised.
He is a criminal. That's all.
And I assumed you all were above beating prisoners?
He was like that when we found him.
I am only above letting prisoners get away.
Sildar sighs heavily and kind of reaches, goes back to his desk and pulls out a note and has the amount of money written on it for 200 gold pieces. It says, "Bring this to any bank or exchange area, and he'll be giving you a reward." It's got my seal on it, and he kind of gestures for the rope that's got the rope to be bound to Glassstaff.
We have his bloody red robe.
What do you want his bloody red robe for?
Take it to Holly Thornton and tell her that the Red Brand leader's been dealt with.
Yeah, sure. Can we take his clothes?
Just the robe.
Just throw.
Don't want to see anything else. Just the robe.
Roll like persuasion or something with Sildar, because he's looking at you questioningly.
Ha!
He nods grudgingly and says, "All right, but as of now, this man is under my protection, and I will not see him harmed either physically or emotionally any longer, despite whatever crimes and grievances he's made."
He's all yours. I just want the robe.
All right, so you take his bloodied robe, and Sildar takes Glassstaff and leads him back into a cell. And he calls back at you and says, "I hope you're still on your way to rescuing our dear dwarf friend, but I do thank you for finding Iarno. At this junction, I had lost all hope of retrieving him. We'll definitely see that he gets taken back to Neverwinter and sees justice."
Very good.
Alright, so you guys get 200 gold pieces, divided by 4.
That's 50.
That's some easy mathin'.
Yep. 50 G's.
Yeah.
And that will complete the Find Iarno Albrecht quest.
So now let's go find Holly Thornton.
Okay. Let's talk to Holly.
Okay, you present the red cloak. How do you want to go about this?
Well, Miri's got it, but Kellen will just say, the Red Brand leader has been dealt with. He'll be a problem in this town no more.
She looks at the robe and says, well, I don't know. Is this actually Glassstaff's robe? Is this the best proof you have of you finding him? I mean, this looks like could have been worn by any of the Red Brands. No
we
offense.
have more proof, but you can't have it.
Look,
You can look at it.
his name is embroidered right here on the chest.
It's not.
He was a little vain. I mean,
I do have his glass staff.
But you hold up the staff, and her eyes grow wide. She's the little Zelda completing dungeon sound like goes. She steps back a little bit and then says, "Yes, I believe that is his signature glass staff. Tell me, is he permanently dealt with?" She kind of leans forward eagerly.
As far as you're concerned, he is.
She huffs and nods and says, "Very well. And we'll see what we can do with the Trezendar Manor and hopefully build something that we can better use those grounds for. Here is your reward."
Very good.
And she gives 50 gold pieces. You can split amongst yourselves.
it's 12 apiece with 2 left over.
Which completes the deal with the Red Brands quest.
I got a staff. You can keep your gold piece.
I will keep the gold piece.
I assume you are attuned to that staff also.
How many things can I be attuned to?
3 things.
Oh boy.
You got 2 right now, right?
Yep.
Not every magic item requires you to be attuned, but a lot of the best ones seem to. There's a way of balancing it out, I
My
guess.
armor class is more than doubled.
Wow.
Nice. What is it now?
It's just at 14.
Okay, that's not
Alright.
For a dude wearing a bathrobe, that's pretty damn good.
bad. Yep.
take the other gold piece.
All right. I believe we need to go back to that castle.
Onward.
All right. You guys can long rest. Since basically it takes you a day to travel.
Do anything since the last long rest.
Right.
I guess I should re-roll my divination die.
Correct. Yeah, and you guys should have your spell slots all back, I guess. Unfortunately, since sleep is a bear on my end.
Oh boy.
So
Ooh,
I've got
instant hit.
I've got a cleric scroll, but I don't know if the scroll is if it's a spell that a paladin can use, and I could figure out what it is, but I don't know if it is a spell that a paladin can use.
We remember where we got the scroll.
I have no idea. Somebody gave it to me. One of our teammates got it from somewhere. I think Reese gave it to me last time, didn't you?
Oh, so I did.
I think that's where I got it.
Still in my inventory. See, we got that. I think we got that in the Red Brand's place.
Okay.
I think I remember what scroll it was, but I'll double check. What scrolls do you have, Reese?
Scroll of Charm Person and Scroll of Fireball and Scroll of Darkness.
Where the hell is the other scroll? Okay, yeah, Scroll of Darkness was from Hammond Cost. Scroll of Charm Person and Scroll of Fireball were from Glassstaff's loot. I don't remember where the hell the Cleric Scroll came from.
It was in the same. I think it was the same area where they got the Dust of Disappearance and the alchemy reagents. Well, where it was in my inventory, I assumed it was with the
Yeah.
Red Brand side out.
Like, I think I remember what it was. I just, for some reason, can't find it in here.
Can't find the actual.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the Paladin
Okay.
spell list. I think it was literally a cleric-only spell. Can I see the player's book real quick?
No.
Unfortunately, the loot only tells me spell scrolls. Did not find it back in there. Has anybody know the page where it actually shows the spells by class? There it is. Never mind. Alright, so cleric is, let's see, yeah, it's not under paladin, it's cleric only, it looks like.
Okay. So we'd have to find someone to identify that. Well, none of us can use it anyway. So
Right.
even if we do identify it.
Yeah, I believe it does have to be in your spell list to be able to use it. Otherwise, it looks as gibberish to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you ever meet a cleric, maybe they could help you.
Yes.
Alright, onward to Kragmaw.
Yes.
Pick 2.
Yeah. In the interest of time, I will let you guys just get there without any incident. You travel, at this point, you know this path perfectly, so you can make it without running into any would-be foes. You even kind of look over at the camp and make sure there's nothing has actually happened in the last day, and sure enough, it is exactly as you left it. So these guys appear to be, that little warband appeared to be working at least somewhat autonomously. And you guys approach Fragma Castle.
And the dragon.
Alright, so I'll put you in that one. Now I have to block off some of the view because of the... There are arrow slits, but they're actually well above you, so you can't like just look into them. You might have to scroll down a bit to see your dudes.
Okay.
The castle consists of 7 crumbling towers of different sizes and heights, but the upper stories are all in varying states of collapse. This whole castle is kind of nestled into Neverwinter Wood, but looks like it is in a state of just destruction and disrepair. It doesn't look like it's used by anything but squatters. A short flight of steps leads up to a terrace in front of the main entryway. Past the wreckage of a pair of sundered doors lies, looks like a shadowed hall. Round towers loom over the entranceway with dark arrow slits looking down on the terrace. So these arrow slits, you can see that they are pointed and looking at the entrance up here. And you can't look in them from your vantage point down there, where I started you guys.
So they're like on a higher story? Or
Correct.
we just... Okay.
Yes. They are 10 feet above the ground level.
Okay. I don't trust those arrow slits. Let's walk around the other way, see what's over here.
Sounds reasonable.
You do see that the portion of the tower to the north is collapsed, and it's rubble, but it would still be very difficult to attempt to climb over, and it does block your line of sight.
Okay.
More
So
arrow
there's some
slits
stairs
to the
here?
north up here, but they are also
Oh.
10 feet above ground, and then there are stairs leading to this side.
Okay. Seeing the arrow slits, I get as near to the wall as I can,
Okay.
just for safety.
Yeah. You kind of hug the wall, and the arrow slits are well above you. So just to double
Where
check,
the-
you
where the
can't
stairs go?
see in there, right?
No, I see nothing. I see
Okay.
the stairs go up to a couple spaces, and that's it.
Yep. So it looks like a little bit of a side entrance here, and then there's a door leading in on this side.
Okay. Let's go up to the door.
Okay. The door. Let's see. The doors are made of wood, reinforced with iron bands. It look like they have neither locks nor keyholes. So you don't actually see a way of naturally opening the door.
Oh. You said it's secured how? Iron bands? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so it would take a strength check to try and break it down.
Counter says, I could do that, and he pulls from his pack a portable battering ram.
I also have a crowbar.
That too.
Let's not announce our presence to everyone.
Okay, let's take a look around first. I agree. he puts the battering ram back in his bag.
Pats it
The
lovingly.
crowbar might work a little better.
I shall hand the crowbar to Kalinar, because
Oh, okay, I can try. What does the crowbar do? Just give you a bonus to...
I believe it gives you advantage on the check, but I would have to double check that.
Oh, it does.
my crowbar came in handy.
It's the Chekhov's gun.
I
of
knew carrying around
crowbars.
that crowbar this whole time was worth it.
Literally, you've been like carrying it around in your hand. Is there a door I can open?
crowbar was right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, advantage. Okay, I'll try to crowbar the door open.
Strength check, please.
15.
Yeah, with the advantage of the crowbar, you managed to stick in that door and get enough leverage to just start prying it open. It does make a slight creaking sound, and you actually stop for a second and let a few heartbeats pass, and then kind of continue pushing it, and it creaks a little bit more, and then finally gives way and cracks open with a bit of a shuddering sound.
Okay. What do we see inside?
It's still dark for you, right?
Yeah. Hallways. I see hallways. Okie doke. I don't like how narrow these hallways are.
Yeah, it looks like a narrow hallway. There's a door, another hallway, and a door leading to the west, and to the north there is just looks like a curtain, like a giant curtain hanging from one of the ceilings that's still somewhat intact, and then just giant piles of rubble on either side that, again, obscure your vision.
Oh, so we'd have to either climb over the rubble. Okay. Well, let's go listen to this door. What's behind here?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
Alright, you hear the clattering of dishes and the sound of several goblin voices
Oh boy,
on the other side of the door.
goblins. I don't know if we want to beset upon them quite yet.
Restraint coming from you, huh?
Well, we will beset upon them eventually. It's a
Good.
matter of when.
Now he shows restraint. If there were any tied up wizards around, though, it's all punch in the face.
They're so easy to punch.
All right. You said the rubble around the curtain. We're gonna have to climb over it.
Yeah,
You want to get
essentially. It is like a collapsed mess. Like some of it you could maybe traverse, or I mean, you could just move and get past a curtain too. It's literally just a curtain.
Oh, okay. The curtain's just okay.
I mean, it blocks your
That's
line of
really
sight,
annoying.
but it's literally can be like moved.
Do you want to stealth your way to the other side of that curtain, see what you see?
Okay.
Alright, so I'm assuming you're just moving past the curtain, which means I'm actually going to move you past the curtain since nobody else will be able to see.
Can't throw whisper back. I just see more curtains and doors.
Great. Well, in that case, Kalinar, I don't know if you can do this, Eric. Kalinar pulls his curtain down.
Okay.
Okay. More doors, more curtains.
Curtain over there.
Well,
Yeah,
which
you
way?
yank it, and it comes down with a very heavy clang, clang, thud.
Which way, friends?
What just came down?
The curtain.
The curtain that Kalnar pulled down.
Oh.
I will
Ooh,
give you
it's
a
not
few
fast.
heartbeats. You guys, go ahead and roll perception checks, all of you.
We've stepped into it. Ha!
2.
All I hear is the clang of the curtain.
Miri, I'll give you a few seconds, but you start seeing this door right here open up.
Ah, crap. I'm gonna come up here and just push Talus back. Because I know he's squishy.
Ugh.
Okay.
Tell Kalinar to be ready.
Okay. Draws my sword.
Alright, that door opens up. And you see Hobgoblin has opened it and says, it looks like he was investigating the noise of the curtain crashing to the ground. And upon seeing all of you, says,
Weird.
Ah! Intruders! And
Made it so far this time.
roll for initiative.
Yeah. I feel like if you guys really want to be quiet, you should just leave me outside. Oh, I didn't actually get the dude select. Hey, I was ready this time at least.
Mm-hmm. Alright, no surprise round, and Miri, it looks like you're going first.
Okay. So, come right up here.
Punch his face off.
React. What's there?
13 would not do it.
We'll save that inspiration.
Okay. 24 will do it, though, as you manage to... He parries the sword blow, but then you rocket that fist out into his face. 4 damage.
And I'm just gonna kind of step right here where I can still see him a little bit.
Okay.
Still technically next to him in case Kalinar wants to come up and
Oh, and he
help
does.
stab some people.
Speaking of
Just opened up
Kalinar,
a path. Yeah. You don't have, was there like a charge attack thing? That was the other game, wasn't it? That was Shadowrun.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about charge in this one. Alright, I'm just
You
gonna
do
step up
enough
to him.
damage.
There's another one.
Yep.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast Divine Favor. Give myself that sweet 1d4.
Sweet 1d4.
I'm going to bring my sword down on the Hobgoblin.
$18 will do it. And 11 damage. Without even the radiant damage, will kill that hobgoblin.
Oh, okay.
He explodes.
Down to
That's
fury blows.
I'm going to step into this, next to this Hobgoblin.
Okay. I'll read you the description real quick. A stone brazier full of coals glows in the middle of this small barracks. 4 straw pallets are lined up along the east wall. The wall to the south has collapsed, but a barred wooden door in that direction is still clear, and a curtain hangs in an archway to the north.
Okay.
Now it's the hobgoblin, so this one will turn to face Kalinar. And draw his longsword. God damn it.
And do nothing with it.
Ineffectually, the sword gets stuck in the scabbard. These hobgoblins are terrible. Kethra.
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be tougher than, like, bugbears, but so far
No, they're somewhere between goblin and bugbear, I think. On the difficulty scale.
Ketra slinks into the room and does a sneak attack with a rapier.
Woo! That'll do it.
Jesus. Yep, that's killing blow right there. Alright, you pause for a moment, but you don't actually hear anybody else just yet. You feel like Hobgoblin's cries might have not been able to reach far enough to the nearest allies, and none of them were able to get away and warn anyone, so they were murderized.
Murder them quickly. Okay.
Hobgoblins are 100 apiece. So that's 200 XP right there, divided by 4.
That's 50.
50 XP.
25.
2506.
Ridiculous.
Alright. Look around the room, see what's in here. If there's anything of value or interest.
Does not appear to be, no.
Okay.
This was
Just
a, like,
barracks
guard
room.
barracks, yeah. So there's a door to the south and a curtain to the north in this room. And then in the previous room, there was a door to the west and a curtain to the north. And more rubble everywhere. This whole castle is in a horrible state of disrepair.
Can I open this door?
Let's see, where are you? The door to the room is held shut with a heavy wooden bar. You can lift the bar if you want, and it appears to be unlocked. It's like literally got a giant bar, like you would like bar a castle door or something on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes outside. Can I listen at it real quick? Make sure I
Yeah,
don't hear anything.
roll perception.
$12.
Okay. You listen for a while, but don't hear anything.
Alright,
To
yeah.
stealth past these curtains.
Alright, you lift the bar and open the door. Oh, wait. What are you doing?
Stealth
Yes.
past the curtains.
The stealthing north.
You're stealthing north?
Mhm.
Okay.
Ketra whispers back. It's just
See
2
another-
more doors.
Okay, yeah.
So many doors.
So many doors.
This place is confusing.
Let's see here. There's the door.
Oh, shit! What's this?
The upper floors
hell
of
is
the
that?
tower have collapsed to create a hollow silo at least 30 feet high, and the upper reaches of the room are lost in shadows. Rubble and broken glass cover the floor, and old work tables and bookshelves lie strewn to the south. In the middle of the room is a hulking beast that looks like a mangy bear with an owl's head. It rears up and roars when it sees you.
Great.
Alright. Hey guys, I woke up a sleeping owlbear.
Haven't you heard to let sleeping bears lie?
Roll for initiative. Ha!
Aww.
I will add Owlbear to your
Oh boy.
things you've seen. That should pop up in your PC.
Owlbear looks funny.
It does.
If only I could roll as well for anything else as an initiative, right? I'm doing the opposite of usual. Usually I roll shit for initiative and then do decent for everything else.
Yeah.
No, it's initiative is taking all my good rolls. Miri, you get to respond first to this sudden hulking beast you see in the room beyond.
Great. Alright. He's up here. I am not going in there first. That always kicks me in the ass. Throw a dart.
Throw a dart.
Take that dart.
Yep,
Yes.
22 will hit. The dart sinks
Hooray.
into its shoulder, and it gives off this horrifying screeching sound. Only like several
How
octaves
much
lower.
does the owlbear weigh? More than 500 pounds, probably.
Probably. This is a giant beast.
Probably bear weight.
Yeah, exactly. Kalinar?
Kalinar, has it been a minute since our last encounter?
Probably not, actually. You opened this door pretty quick once you went into the room.
We've got a little bit of time left on this thing.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay. I'm gonna step in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Run around behind him and
Boy.
challenge him to a duel. Actually, I'm just gonna hit him. He draws. I draw my great sword. I put Talon back in its sheath and draw.
You're like the Witcher
big
with
old
like all these
two-handed-
swords on your back.
That's right. Exactly. I lash out with my great sword.
19 will hit, although that's not the crit. Unless you want to use advantage.
No, it's not.
You do get to re-roll, right?
I will use advantage, but yeah, I do get to reroll those two.
Okay. So use advantage to crit.
I'm just gonna, 20. What is it? What is the roll there? Oh, 2d6. Yeah, okay. Just roll them together.
You only ever get the one re-roll, right? Doesn't matter what the...
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So that's 7 plus 4,
11.
11 plus 9 is 20.
20 damage. Alright.
Oh, plus on, plus...
Oh, yeah, plus your 1d4.
Plus my 1d4. 23 damage.
23 damage. Alright, you take a good chunk as you stab your greatsword into the owlbear, and it gives off another shriek at you as it turns around while you're swinging to face you. That is not massive damage.
Okay. I need to take off my inspiration.
And the owlbear will swipe at you with its claws as it
His
rears
claws.
up, comes down.
That. Fuck.
21, I assume, will hit.
That is far. Okay, yeah. What is this bonus there?
12
Plus
damage.
7. Okay. Plus 7. Balls. Okay, yeah.
Alright, it
That's me.
retaliates in kind and swipes at you. Attempts to parry one claw, the other one kind of sinks in past your armor and claws away at some flesh and scales. Talus!
Oh boy. Alright. I think I'll just stand there and cast Firebolt at him.
Firebolt him in the back.
I want nothing to do with him.
Yeah, it's. Don't come in this room.
13 is actually good enough
Wow.
to
Nice.
singe an owlbear.
Singe indeed.
Singe indeed for 8 damage. Yeah, the smell of burning hair fills your nostrils. Gethra!
Kepler's feeling a bit ballsy and runs up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to flank him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yep.
And a sneak attack with a rapier. 14.
With advantage, yes. That is a hit for 14 damage. The owlbear has multiple bleeding wounds now and appears to be quite staggered and bloodied from all these hail of blows.
And then I use a bonus action to disengage. Jump back.
Oops. Okay, back up to Miri.
Okay. Right there. Again for the flanking.
.24 will hit. Short sword for 8 damage. As you cut away at a leg.
Followed up by that.
Crit,
Nice.
I need you to roll 1d4 for your crit damage. Why have we never set that up yet?
Oh. 1.
7 damage. The owlbear appears even more staggered. It's got like blood in its eyes now, just kind of like shaking away the wound as it attempts to growl at all the adversaries around it. Looks more worried than angry, but that also doesn't make it any less dangerous. Kalinar.
Kalinar. Well, Mary's engaged. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. I was gonna do defend, but I'm afraid he'll turn around and attack her. So instead, I will just lash out again with all my might.
Yeah, 15. So 10, and then you got your 1d4.
And I get to re-roll the 2.
Oh,
I did roll a 2 on one of those. Nice!
wow.
So that's 6 plus 4 plus 4 is 14.
14.
And then the 1d4. 18.
Jeez.
18 damage. Yeah, you howl a blood-curdling scream and plunge the greatsword into the owlbear's heart, and it gives off a shuddering final cry, and then collapses under the weight. You manage to barely you have to wiggle the sword out, and like...
Oh boy.
Holy crap, you do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
If I hit, I can't believe I hit both those times.
You and Kethra both, yeah, you need to hit.
Yeah.
You can do insane amounts of damage. And then Miri just does a lot of damage rolls.
A lot of
So,
little ones, yeah. She's
yeah.
attacking all the time, right?
Yeah. You do notice... actually, give me a perception check, please, for those of you in the room.
Still got blood in my eyes. Owlbear blood.
Miri, you notice that there is a chest that's hard to see from this floor, but it looks like it is on the second floor that you might be able to just climb up and get to.
Sweet.
Which I can't do on the map, but you know.
Hey, Kalinar, stand still.
Okay.
Boost.
I'm going to use you as a ladder.
Very well. I don't know what's going on, but...
I'm going to place one foot directly on top of Kalinar's head and help boost myself up.
Alright, the chest is unlocked. And you see some pouches of money to the tune of 90 electrum pieces and 120 gold pieces.
Wow.
I just toss the pouches over my head and have them land on Kalinar's face.
That would be a pretty painful,
Dodge
120
out
gold
of the
pieces.
way.
I don't know how much that weighs, but that's gonna feel like...
Like
Alright,
100
fine,
pounds?
I'll give him a heads up. Catch!
I'll just step out of the way. I'll let him
Bring
fall.
somebody to their knees. There's also a potion of healing and 2 scrolls. I need to look up to see if you guys would know what scrolls these are. I think they are wizard scrolls.
Wizard!
I'll drink that healing potion right now if you want to toss it down to me.
Yeah, I'll toss it down to you. So these are 120 gold and 90 electrum, right?
Yes. It's just an easy way for me to search these.
We each get 22 electrum, and that'll leave 2 extra pieces.
Let's say that again.
22 electrum
Okay.
with 2 extra pieces, and then we should each get 30 gold.
30 gold. Yeah. Nice.
I'm gonna take an extra electrum.
Okay, one of them is actually a paladin spell.
Oh.
What?
Crazy.
Looks like the other is a cleric spell.
Aw.
So one of them none of you can read, and one of them Kalinar can read.
I'll take the other cleric scroll too. I'll just hang on to it for purpose of giving it to a cleric.
And do write down, like, cleric scroll found an owlbear thing in Cragmar, something like that. That kind of thing helps me.
Okay. From
If anything is a questionable loot, if you guys can write down where you got it from in the future.
And so,
Super
well, while I'm doing this, where did I get this first cleric scroll? Where did that come from?
I don't remember. I wasn't able to find that one, but I know what it is,
Oh,
so
okay.
we don't have to worry about that one.
Okay.
Just say first cleric scroll found or something.
First
I'll
one
find it one day.
found. All right.
That should be your homework for the week.
Right.
How fun.
Can I read the scroll?
Yes, the
Like,
Paladin scroll is a scroll of Revivify, which is a 3rd level Paladin spell.
now, do I have to be at 3rd level to actually use a scroll then?
So the
How does that
rule
work?
on scrolls, if the spell is on your class's spell list but of a higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check using your spellcasting ability to determine whether you cast it successfully. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level, so it'd be a 13. So whatever your normally check is to roll, you would have to roll that and get a 13 or higher to cast it, but if you fail it, the spell disappears from the scroll. So
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
otherwise, if you are of a level to use it, you can just use it like a free spell, and then it's gone after that.
Right. Okay. Oh wow! It's literally resurrection.
Is it really?
Yeah. A creature that has died within the last minute can be
The
brought back
last
to life
minute.
with 1 hit point.
Wow.
It cannot return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore body parts.
Sorry, Jimmy, you're gonna be without that leg for a while.
Yep.
It says it also requires a diamond worth 300 GP, which the spell consumes.
Oh, jeez. Well, for
But I
does
don't think
the
a
scroll
scroll.
require that?
I don't think
Okay,
a scroll would.
yeah.
No.
Did we get XP for the owlbear?
You do. The owlbear is worth 700 XP.
Wow.
Straight up, divided by 4.
A lot of
Those
nuts.
things are big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 175 apiece.
Nice.
Yeah, owlbears are pretty big. I think a lot
I
of
didn't
them.
realize, I didn't realize they were so big. I didn't realize they were giants.
They are a large class creature.
Yeah.
2681.
Yeah.
Damn, that's only 19 points away from level 4.
Oh.
Let's go kill something.
Let's go kill a
Did
goblin.
you roll for the healing potion?
Do you? Oh, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to hang out of that healing potion and use my healing touch instead.
You got the touch.
It's because the healing potion you can use as a bonus action, and my touch is a full action. So it's better to use those in combat.
Out of combat, yeah.
Can you revive the owlbear and then we kill it again?
There's no experience for that. That's awful.
Revive it for 1 HP and just stab it again.
God damn it.
Oh, we're monsters.
That's the real story, is how these adventurers lost their way and fell into monstrous mercenary work.
But we need that XP. We're almost level 4.
I'll go kill the kitchen goblins.
Yeah.
Kitchen
you kill
goblins.
kitchen goblins.
Well,
Get
why
the
don't
set
we...
owlbear back.
This is a pretty good stopping point after the Owlbear for this week's session.
Okay.
We can continue on next week with further excursions into Cragmaw Castle, but you guys made it pretty far with this session. All of the Hobgoblin Camp and a couple rooms into Cragmaw Castle.
Yeah.
Very nice. And killed a surprise owlbear.
Surprise Owlbear.
Surprise! And a ton of XP, yeah, so start looking at that level 4 stuff. Although, I remind you, I'm not going to let you guys long rest in the middle of a dungeon, and it would require a long rest to level up. So more than likely, we would get through Cragmaw Castle before reaching 4. And I...
Can we just leave right now?
Yeah, I'm
just
probably not going to do that either at this point. But yeah, do go ahead and start looking at level 4 stuff, because that will happen at some time in the next week or two, I guess. Thank you to Chris, Heather, Raymond, and Reese. I am Eric. We're here. I guess we'll resume our Sunday night sessions from here on out, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. On the Lost Mine of Phandelver. See you later.
Bye. Is that the surprise Owlbear?
Yeah, all my sounds are just death throes now. That's pretty much the only sounds I have to make. You bastards.